Sat down with a panel of parents and a separate panel of teens who are 15 to 19 years old, and you may be surprised to hear who was in favor of teens having sex at home and who was against it. Patty Skudlaric strives to be a responsible parent. That's why she says she told her 18-year-old son that if he wants to have sex, she's not only okay with the idea, she'd prefer he do it in the family home.
I'm comfortable with it. I'd rather him do here than somewhere else.
Patty contends teens who have sex at home are safer.
You know, it's clean. Usually the place they keep the condoms are in their bedroom, so then they're close by. And it's just an environment they're familiar with as opposed to a motel, a car, a park, or wherever they're doing it these days.
Patty is not alone. The internet is abuzz with message boards that tell the story of the small but growing number of parents allowing their teenagers to have sex in the family home. Blogger Heather Blackmore is aware of the chatter. An article she posted this month about a woman who allows her teenage son to have sex with his girlfriend in his bedroom set off a firestorm. Some accused the mother of running a cheap motel. Blackmore says that wasn't the woman's intent.
I think it was more of the attitude, well, kids are going to do it anyway. Why not make it so that it's in a comfortable, safer environment?
Chloe Forrett says allowing teens to have sex at home ensures the teens have someplace to run if something goes wrong. She allowed her 17-year-old daughter, who asked not to be shown, to have sex with her boyfriend in the family apartment.
I was okay with her having sex in my home because of the relationship she was in, because of the teenager that she is. Her boyfriend would sleep over, probably once a week, and I was comfortable with that.
We asked Chloe to join 3 fellow parents of teens in a panel discussion. All represented different families and different views. Do you see it as giving in, allowing the kids to have sex in the home?
I draw the assimilation between sex in a home and drinking. You don't drink in my home. You don't bring home a girl or a boy, you know, and close the door and run around in my home. It's the decency and sanctity of what we call home.
Yeah, I think that they're really completely different issues, and I think that, you know, my daughter does have respect for our home.
Does hidden sex mean less safe sex to all the
Not
parents?
at all.
For me, it does. If they're having it outside the home, who knows who they're having it with, you know, there's a bigger chance, I think, of less safe sex, maybe more different partners.
And while some parents on our panel seem to long for the times like those portrayed in the feature film Grease, when if teens were having sex, they were doing it secretly in cars, most agreed it's a new millennium, and a growing number of parents are channeling another movie scenario, that of Amy Poehler in Mean Girls.
You guys need anything? Some snacks? A condom? Let me know.
I'm not sure that I personally would feel comfortable being at home knowing that my teenager is having sex in the next room.
My biggest fear for other parents who would permit it would be that that young boy, young girl is pretty much stained for life as a slut.
Yeah, reputation.
Because they're having sex?
Reputation. No,
Reputation.
because it's openly promoted by the parents that that is okay.
Reputation.
As for the panel of teens we chatted with, they were both intrigued and horrified at the idea of having sex within earshot of their parents.
I feel like sex should just be kind of a thing that just happens, not like, oh, if you do it, you have to do it there or there.
Do you feel as though it should be completely separate from the parents? Or hidden?
It's strange if there's parents there. Because if the parents up there and like, you're just going to be thinking about the whole time.
I would never want to do that because I just think it's awkward.
The young women noted having parents too open to sex may make it more difficult for teen girls to say no to eager boyfriends. If your boyfriend knows that you can just go home and it's allowed in your home, does that put more pressure on you?
Absolutely.
Definitely. If your boyfriend knows or whoever knows that there's a perfectly open, available house, I think that takes away one of your big excuses.
Like how do you say no? Like a lot of times if they're saying, let's do it, like it's time, whatever, you blame it on your parents. You're like, no, I can't, my parents would kill me. But if that whole thing is gone, like what do you say?
The child psychiatrist we spoke with said that as long as the teens involved are of the legal age of consent, he sees nothing wrong with the idea of teens having sex in the home.
The chances are the The sexual experience will be safer and more enjoyable at home as long as it's not done in secrecy and guilt.
As for Patty, she says she's given the matter a lot of thought, and that for her family, she's made the right decision.
With my son having sex in my house, maybe he does want to, maybe he doesn't, but at least he has that option. He knows he can be here to have the sex and be safe.